Hello guys, welcome to Business Curve. Let's start today business and finance news of the world. So the first news is, Social Security Fund will be able to pay benefits 1 year longer than expected, Treasury says. The Social Security Trust Fund most Americans rely on for their retirement will be able to continue to pay out benefits for a year longer than prior estimates, the Treasury Department said. The improved report projects that the U.S. will be able to pay disability insurance over the next 75 years, the first time officials have issued such a rosy outlook since their 1983 report. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen and Labor Secretary Marty Walsh explained that the upgraded outlook is thanks to a strong recovery from the COVID-19 recession. So the next news is, New York just passed a bill cracking down on Bitcoin mining. Here's everything that's in it. Lawmakers in New York just passed a bill to ban certain Bitcoin mining operations that run on carbon-based power sources. The measure now heads to the desk of Governor Kathy Hochul, who could sign it into law or veto it. If it passes, it would make New York the first state in the country to ban blockchain technology infrastructure. So the next news is, after the crypto crash, here's what industry experts are waiting for next. Cryptocurrency companies dominated the main street at the World Economic Forum in Davos this year, a notable difference between this edition and the last one in 2020. The recent bear market in cryptocurrency was welcomed by industry players as they said it is a chance to get rid of the bad actors and focus on building products. Many said they expect thousands of cryptocurrencies to collapse. Stable coins and regulation were two other major topics. So the next news is, Walmart to open high-tech fulfillment centers to ship online orders faster. Walmart will open 4 new fulfillment centers over the next 3 years that the company says will let it pack and ship online orders more quickly. The first one will open this summer in Joliet, Illinois, about 40 miles southwest of Chicago. The company says the system at the new facility will simplify work for employees. So the next news is, Starbucks union creates $1 million fund to cover lost pay for striking baristas. Workers United is creating a $1 million fund to support Starbucks baristas who go on strike. The fund will give workers more firepower in their fight to unionize and collectively bargain. As of Tuesday, 100 Starbucks cafes have voted to unionize under Workers United. So the next news is, Walmart is using its thousands of stores to battle Amazon for e-commerce market share. Walmart is increasingly relying on its vast network of stores to build out its e-commerce business. The store is becoming a shoppable fulfillment center, Tom Ward, Chief E-commerce Officer for Walmart US, said in his first interview since stepping into the role. Walmart is using its stores as launch pads for delivery drones and departure locations for direct-to-fridge drop-offs, and it will soon start packing and shipping third-party sellers' goods from stores. The retailer faces a stiff challenge in e-commerce, as Amazon dominates with nearly 40% market share and inflation pushes shoppers to spend more on less profitable gas and food. So the next news is, Ford's U.S. sales decline narrowed in May as demand remained high for its electric vehicles and pickups. Ford's U.S. sales fell just 4.5% in May, while the overall industry was likely down about 30%. Sales of F-Series pickups and the Mustang Mach-E EV were both up last month from a year ago. Demand remains very high for new Ford models, including the Bronco and Bronco Sport SUV and the small Maverick pickup. So the next news is, Ford to add over 6,000 U.S. jobs as it boosts electric vehicle production and prepares for a new Mustang. Ford is adding 6,200 hourly union jobs at 3 Midwestern U.S. plants. Another 3,000 temp workers will become full-time union employees immediately. The moves will support increased production of the electric F-150 Lightning, the Transit van, and all new versions of the Mustang and Ranger pickup. So the next news is, consumers spend an average $133 more each month on subscriptions than they realize, study shows. Close to a third of consumers underestimate how much they spend on subscriptions by $100 to $199 each month, a new study shows. Many people, 42%, have forgotten that they're still paying for a subscription they no longer use. It's worth looking into apps that help you keep track of those recurring charges. So the next news is, Turkey's inflation soars to 73%, a 23-year high, as food and energy costs skyrocket. Turkey's inflation for the month of May rose by an eye-watering 73.5% year-on-year, its highest in 23 years, as the country grapples with soaring food and energy costs and President Recep Tayyip Erdogan's long-running unorthodox strategy on monetary policy. Food prices in the country of 84 million rose 91.6% year-on-year, the country's statistics agency reported, bringing into sharp view the pain that regular consumers face as supply chain problems, rising energy costs, and Russia's war in Ukraine feed into global inflation. Economic analysts expect the trajectory for Turkey's inflation will only get worse. So the next news is: European markets push higher after Wall Street rally. U.S. jobs data in focus. Russia's onslaught in Ukraine is also front and center, as well as the recent EU announcement of a partial ban on Russian oil imports. OPEC and its oil-producing allies agreed on Thursday to hike output in July and August by a larger-than-expected amount, as Russia's invasion of Ukraine wreaks havoc on global energy markets. So the next news is: crypto firms say thousands of digital currencies will collapse. Compare market to early dot-com days. There are more than 19,000 cryptocurrencies in existence and dozens of blockchain platforms that exist. Several cryptocurrency industry players told CNBC that thousands of digital tokens are likely to collapse, while the number of blockchains in existence will also fall over the coming years. Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of cross-border blockchain payments company Ripple, said there is likely to be scores of cryptocurrencies that remain in the future. So the next news is: Coinbase extends hiring pause for foreseeable future and plans to rescind some offers. 2 weeks after announcing that it was pausing hiring, Coinbase said it's extending the freeze for the foreseeable future. Coinbase has lost more than 70% of its value this year as turmoil in the economy and a plunge in cryptocurrencies led to a decline in users. "We have decided to pause hiring for as long as this macro environment requires," the company said. So the next news is: Tesla monitored its employees on Facebook with help of PR firm during 2017 union push. Invoices and other documents show Tesla paid MWWPR to monitor a Tesla employee Facebook group and to conduct research specifically on organizers on social media in 2017 and 2018. Two things that MWWPR watched closely for Tesla were discussions on social networks alleging unfair labor practices at Tesla and about a sexual harassment lawsuit, according to the documents describing their work. Current and former Tesla employees told CNBC they believe the company still watches workers on social media and shared copies of the company's current communications policy. So the next news is: Cruise gets green light for commercial robot taxi service in San Francisco. Cruise, General Motors' majority-owned autonomous vehicle unit, has scored final approvals to operate a commercial robot taxi service in San Francisco, the company announced on Thursday. The California Public Utilities Commission granted Cruise its permit after the California DMV allowed autonomous vehicle deployments by Cruise and Alphabet's Waymo. So the next news is: Elon Musk feels super bad about economy, needs to cut 10% of Tesla jobs. Tesla CEO Elon Musk has a super bad feeling about the economy and needs to cut about 10% of jobs at the electric car maker, he said in an email to executives seen by Reuters. Tesla employed almost 100,000 people at the company and its subsidiaries at the end of 2021, according to its annual SEC filing. The company was not immediately available for comment. Musk has warned in recent weeks about the risk of a recession, but his email ordering a hiring freeze and staff cuts was the most direct and high-profile message of its kind from the head of an automaker.